Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy, fantastic Friday. Welcome back to another car conversation. So, you guys, when I tell you this has been a long day, this has been a long day with a whole bunch of O's in it, okay? But today has been very, very, very productive. I think only one thing on my to-do list wasn't able to do, and I have to call. No, two things I wasn't able to do. One I rescheduled for Monday, but then the other one I have to call and check on that on Monday. But everything else on my to-do list was done, so I'm super excited about that. It is Friday, you guys. The weekend is here yet again. Seems like I just said that yesterday, but the weekend is here again, so I'm super excited about it. I hope you all have had a wonderful day as well. And I don't know where you live, but right now it is 51 degrees. But it's raining outside. I don't know if you all can see the rain on the windshield right here. Oh, and I don't know if I pointed this out, but guess what, y'all? You see I got my head covers too, so I can stop getting all this oil in my hair on the headrest. What else? Before I jump into today's topic, just wanted to point out the hair is done, you guys. Got my ends clipped just a little bit, so my hair lays a little bit better. And so, yeah, I'm liking it. And in case you hadn't noticed, I had a little color added into the hair so you don't see all my little gray on the edges like you did before. It'll be back because this is not a permanent color. I don't do permanent colors, but guess what? I am loving it. And yes, I am feeling myself yet again today. So let's jump into today's topic. Today's topic is, and y'all, this is powerful. This is powerful. Hard times will pass. Hard times will pass. Now, I don't know who this message is for. I truly don't. And as I always tell you guys, when I give you a message, it's not because I'm directing it at any one person, because I don't know your situation unless you tell me. But even then, I probably still don't know your situation. But this topic came to me, and it's a powerful one. Let me say it one more time. Hard times will pass. That'll shout you right there, so you missed your shouting moment. And today's quote is by none other than Coach Payne. If you haven't had a chance, please go check out his stuff on YouTube, because he has some very, very, very powerful and motivating videos out there, and I think you would absolutely love them. So please make sure you do that. Also, before I forget, in the bio, please make sure you look for my Linktree, I think it's what it's called, tab, and click on that. You will be able to find me on every social media platform that I'm on. You'll be able to find me on my podcast, my YouTube channel, all of that good stuff will be right there in the Linktree. So I will make sure that I start adding that into my description box so you'll be able to find me. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? I mean, really, what are you waiting for? I motivate you all 4 days a week, every week, faithfully. Go on and subscribe to my channel and support me, okay? Love you all, mean it. Now, this is what Coach Payne has to say. He says, hard times do come, and then they go. That'll shout you right there. Hard times do come, and then they go. But there are going to be other things that you are going to have to face in your lifetime. Hard times must happen. They are ordained. They must come in our lives. So essentially what he's saying is that you will not, with a capital N-O-T, get through this lifetime and not have hard times. You just won't. It has already been ordained for you to do that. Remember, I talked about how can you have a testimony if you have not been tested? And the hard times that come are designed to make us much stronger, so that we're stronger. So when that next issue pops up, guess what? We're strong from the last one. And we say, hey, if I took on that one, I can take on this one. It's all a part of life, you guys. And if you think for a moment that God has forgotten about you because you're going through hard times, honey, you better think again. He hasn't forgotten about you, but he needs you to go through this. Sometimes it's a test. See, God knows that we can appreciate and love on him when he's doing for us, when he's saying yes, but he wants to know, can he still count on you when he says no or not right now? Or let you go through some stuff. That was powerful right there. He says, if we are going to be strong, then we must understand what it means to be weak. How can you be strong if you've never been weak? I've been weak in my lifetime, so I know what that is, and that's always makes me a much stronger person. He says everybody is not strong enough to go through things. He says, I believe if I go high enough, I can pull somebody up with me. Y'all, that's another shout moment right there. You missed that moment. If you can go high enough, if I can go high enough, if we can go high enough, then we can build up the strength that it takes to pull somebody else up with us. And that should be our objective every single day, to be able to pull somebody else up with us. Because guess what? You didn't get where you are by yourself. Somebody somewhere pulled you up. So why not reciprocate and reach back, okay, and pull somebody else up? Every day, that is my goal. Every day, when I have my prayer meditation time, I ask God, Lord, let one person cross my path, be it in person or via one of my posts or one of my videos, that I can motivate, so that I can restore that positive thinking, restore that thing, that drive in them. I'm always striving to pull up one person. If I can pull up more, that's great, but I'm always shooting for one person. So that was your shouting moment. He said, I'm going to say it again. He says, I believe if I go high enough, I can pull somebody up with me. He says, you can save the world, but you have a responsibility to make a difference. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Again, you missed your shouting moment. You can save the world, but you have a responsibility to make a difference. And that is what I want to do. I want to make a difference every day in somebody's life. I want somebody to say, I can keep going because Michelle said this. I can keep going because she said that. I can keep going because she said the other. I can keep going because I met her. I can keep going because Michelle has shared with us some things that she may have dealt with or is dealing with. And because she is holding her head up and keeping a positive attitude, I can keep going because she can keep going. And I want you to think the same way. Now I know what you're saying, because I hear you. Somebody in the room is saying, but Michelle, why do I care? Well, you should care. Because believe it or not, you've been able to get where you are because you've drawn on somebody else's strength. Whether you know it or not, you really have. And then he says, every living human being is going through something right now that is unique. Some of us don't understand it, and some of us don't know how to deal with it, but it will pass. Whatever it is that you're going through is unique, because it's not the same thing as your neighbor. It's not the same thing that I'm going through or somebody else is going through. Everything that we're dealing with is unique to us. Yes, you might say, but somebody somewhere is having problems paying their, I'm going to say, cell phone bill. But their situation is not the same as yours. Yours is unique to you, and theirs is unique to them. But again, like he says, it will pass. And that's what you have to keep telling yourself. See, when the devil tries to rear his ugly head, you have to say, you know what, Satan, go sit down somewhere. Because whatever it is I'm dealing with, this too shall pass. God's word tells us that this too shall pass. Whatever you're dealing with did not come to stay. It will pass. Excuse me. Now, it's not going to pass in your time, and it won't pass in my time, but it will pass. You just have to hold on and keep the faith. He says these things don't last forever, ever. Nothing lasts forever, but you've got to continue to go forward. So that's another great way to look at it. Whatever you're dealing with, just keep telling yourself that nothing lasts forever. Heck, we don't last forever. Let's keep it all the way real. Not here on this earth, we don't. So, but you've got to keep going. And if you go through life feeling down and sad and just feeling like you want to give up, then that's the kind of life you're going to have. But if you go through life with your head held high and thinking, you know what, this is going to pass, things won't be like this. What does the song say? It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning me or you. And sooner or later, it'll work in my favor. Come on, somebody. It's turning around for me. That song is the same thing as this. This too shall pass. He says things have to happen, good and bad, ups and downs, but you don't stay down. You have to get up. You have to realize that what's in front of you at this moment is just another situation that you must endure. See, because from what I know to be true and factual, I can't go from A to Z without hitting all the other letters in between. I can't count from 1 to 20 without counting all the numbers in between. So it's a process that you have to go through, but it won't last. He says, think about that for a moment. You have to understand that life is going to do what it does. Come on, somebody. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Isn't that powerful? Life is going to do what it does, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is stay positive and not get into this negative funk. Ride that thing out. Do what you're supposed to do, and God's going to do the rest. He says, live for the time that you have. For the Bible even says that no man knows the day nor the hour. So you need to live for the time that you have. He said, the hard times are going to be here. All of these things we are going through right now are going to be here. But you can't just give into it. It will pass. It will go on, and then something else is going to come. So whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, maybe your kids are acting a plumb daggone fool, it will pass. But then guess what? Just as soon as that passes, something else is going to come up. And you're going to get through that thing, and then something else is going to come up, and so forth and so on. That is just a part of life. And that's why I always say, be careful about when you see people on social media and it looks like they have this perfect life. You know, they have the perfect spouse or the perfect significant other. They have the perfect kids. They live in the perfect neighborhood. They drive the perfect car, and they take all these great, perfect vacations. Sweetie, let me tell you something. They're going through something. They're not going to tell you about it. They're not going to tell me about it. Oh, but they're going through something, because nobody makes it through this life and not deal with something. Your something may not be financial. Your something may not be that you don't have a job. Your something may be that you can't find your Mr. or Mrs. Right. Your something may be that your relationship has 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. Everybody goes through something. He says, do you realize that the last thing, oh, I'm sorry, I read through that. Life is so amazing right now. I don't know if you know that, but life is so amazing. He says, we are all facing something. We are all being tested right now. Yes, right now, while you're listening to this video, you are being tested. Again, I don't know your situation, so don't sit here going, oh my God, does she know? No, I don't know. But right now, you are being tested. I am being tested. We are being tested. He says, do you have the ability to pass the test? I don't know about you, but I am one that I do my homework. And when I say I do my homework, I sit down and I talk to God and say, Lord, now you know what I'm going through. Lord, you know what I'm going to face down the road. All I'm asking is that you give me the strength to endure it, to not give up, to keep pushing forward. He says, do you understand that it won't last forever? Do you realize everything has an expiration date? So make the most of what you have at this moment in your life, and just keep living and keep believing and trust in the goodness of everything that you have gotten so far in your life, be it good or bad. He says, make the most of it, and stand and believe in it, because this too shall pass. Keep it moving and conduct your business. I love it when he ends his videos by saying, and conduct your business. So you guys, all I did is I wanted to stop by to reassure you that whatever it is that you are dealing with, the hard times will pass. They did not come to stay. They will pass. I don't care what somebody told you. I don't care what it looks like, what it feels like. It will pass. And the sun will come out tomorrow, just like right now. It's been overcast today. Yesterday was nice and sunny. It's been overcast today. It's been raining on and off. But guess what? The sun will come out tomorrow. As the song from the movie Annie says, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow, I can't think of the name of the song, but anyway, y'all know the movie, and if you don't, go look it up. But this too shall pass. So I just again want to reassure you that no matter what you're dealing with right now, big or small, and trust me, I'm not making light of it, I really am not, because everybody has something that they're dealing with. Everybody has something, and it saddens me that we have to deal with anything, but that's all a part of God's plan. But just understand that when you sit down and you make a big deal about what you're going through and you feel like you're the only one going through it, sweetie, somebody else is going through something even worse than you, because somebody right now is sitting with a family member who is on a breathing tube, and the doctors are saying, look, we're going to have to pull the tube because that person is not going to get any better. And so they're going to have to pull that tube. And once they do that, it's just a matter of time. And that person will no longer be here in the physical sense. And they'll be burying that individual. So I just want you to always remember that no matter what you're going through, somebody has it worse off than you. So say, instead of complaining about what you're going through, say a prayer for somebody else. That's my prayer every day. Every single day I said, Lord, you know what your people stand in need of. And I'm asking that you fix it, Jesus. Fix it as only you can, that they may run on and tell the world what you have done for them, oh God. Touch them, Lord. Touch them from the crown of their head to the tips of their toes, Lord. Heal them as only you can. That's my prayer that I pray for you all every day. Every single day without fail. And sometimes I get to praying for everybody else and I forget to ask God for anything for myself. But that's all right, because God already knows what I stand in need of. I just want to make sure that you all have what you need and that you're blessed. And that's why I'm doing this video today, talking about the hard times will pass, because whatever you're going through, honey, it did not come to stay. That thing is happening to make you a better person. I'm going to share this personal story with you all, and then I got to go because I got to make a run. And then we have our Circle of Champions class at 7 o'clock. So it's 5:20 right now. I need to get moving. But, you know, there was a period of time in my life where I experienced a breakup. And I was well into my 20s when I received my first breakup, okay? And it hurt. Oh my goodness, did it hurt? It hurt so bad. And I thought I would never, ever, ever, never get past that. You couldn't have told me that I would have ever felt better, because in that moment, it hurt like you know what. And when you've never experienced that before, it was a hard thing to deal with. And I just wanted the floor to open up and just suck me on in. I said, Lord, just take me, because I can't do this. This is too hard. But you know what it did? God said, Michelle, I had to let you go through that to make you a much stronger person. Now, don't get me wrong. I've always been a strong person. Always have, always will be. I've always been strong physically as well as mentally. But God said I had to let you go through that so that you could see what it is that I don't want you to just put up with, and what it is that you don't have to deal with. And so God had to shut those doors so that he could open up something else and make room for the person that he really had for me. See, that's the problem when you go after somebody or you give in to someone that you want, but that's not the person that God wants for you. And so he said, I got to let you go through these things because I've been trying to tell you that this was not the person, but you didn't want to listen. You was all in love. Y'all know how we get, right? And so he let those things happen. But look at me now. Look at me now. That person doesn't cross my mind. I could care less what they're doing or not doing. Now, I do pray for all of God's children, so don't get me wrong on that. But otherwise, I don't care. Do you? Do whatever makes you happy. It doesn't bother me. Just leave me alone and I'm good. But in the moment, it's just like with everything else in life, it feels like that feeling will never go away and you're going to always be stuck. But you always come out on top. Many of you have gone through breakups, and look at you now. Many of you have gone through the losing a large sum of money or just money in general. But you've been able to bounce back. Look at you now. Many of you have lost a job. in one way, shape, or form, be it downsizing, you were fired, you left, whatever the case may be. But look at you now. And you thought in that moment that you would never get past that thing. But look at you now. So you guys, that's it. That's my time. Again, today's topic is hard times will pass. Whatever you're dealing with right now, just understand it did not come to stay. It will pass. That much I can guarantee you. Why? Because God's word says that it will. So what did I just say? God's word says that it will. So I can guarantee you that it will pass. Just keep believing that. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I love you all when I miss you all. I love you too, but I miss you all when I don't get a chance to see you. And you know the drill, you know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it, because I truly love each and every one of you. I want you to go out there. I want you to be the success that God has called you to be. I want you to go out there and live your life to the fullest. I want you to go out there, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and say, guess what? This too shall pass. So I'm not going to sit and stress about it. I'm not going to worry about it. See, I've gotten to a place in life where people can panic about things. Not me. I'm just going to sit back like, okay, God is in control. God is in control. So I don't need to worry. I don't need to stress, because he's already worked. Number one, he's already worked it out. So I don't have to worry about anything. God is in control. You all know the drill. Again, you know the spiel. There's nothing you can do to change it. I love you. Go out there. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have an amazing weekend. I'm sorry, not week, but weekend on purpose. And if you're going out, make sure you do so responsibly. Be careful out here, because like I said, it is raining and it is wet. If you're going out in large crowds, please be careful. Have fun, but be careful and do it safely. Listen, I love you all, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Until then, take care.